Hello, this is BIBA Laptops. I'm Juan. We have several laptops here. ThinkPad X13, ZenBook 14, and MateBook X Pro 2022. All Intel EVO verified. We also have a HP ProBook 5th General. It is also an Ultrabook. We had said in the past tests, an Ultrabook with EVO logo means it is a high-quality product. With a high color gamut screen, definitely. So our topic today is, are these EVO laptops really have a qualified color gamut? Plus, we cannot just test the gamut. What are the differences in their screens? Let's find out through this video. First, specs. You can see the specs right here. They all installed the Intel 12th Gen Core P28 CPU. The last P in the names means that no matter i5 or i7, they all have 4P cores and 8 cores, 16 threads in total. It's very common among EVO laptops. For performance, except for ThinkPad X13, other four all exceeded 30W. X13 is more conservative. But we can see that they all outperformed than their predecessors. It is worth mentioning that they all have Thunderbolt 4, an improvement from the previous Ultrabooks. Such a thin product can still complete the task of high bandwidth transmission. VO really brings a revolution in Ultrabook industry. Let's focus on their screens. First, specs. 3 LCDs. 1 OLED from ZenBook. For resolution, from low to high, they are 1080p, 1200p, 2.8000, and 3000. Most users value material, color gamut, and resolution. And are there any other things? We tested them with a color calibrator. First, the color accuracy and color gamut. The result will show their color range and accuracy. For color gamut, X13 and ProBook both have a 100 Shri feature. The results verified that X13 is better, reaching 99.4% Shri. ProBook, little bit lower, but still acceptable. MateBook X Pro choose a wide color gamut strategy, which is DCI P3, with color volume exceeding 100%, covering 94.8%. We know that P3 is better than Shri, which means it can show more colors than Shri. Images on P3 screen will become more dazzling, and more brilliant and splendid. Besides the 3 LCD laptops, we also tested ZenBook's OLED screen. We can see that OLED outperformed LCD. Its color volume reached 123.9% P3, covering almost 100%. Amazing! Color accuracy is also an important criterion to measure a screen. We use delta value to represent the difference between the current color and the standard color. The smaller delta is, the smaller the difference, and vice versa. We used X-Rite i1 Pro 2 and DisplayCal to test these for laptops. X13 has a better color gamut, but the color accuracy is normal. Average delta is 2.27, max delta is 3.77. The result is just the opposite for ProBook. Average delta is 0.98, maximum is 2.89. From the result, we can see that X13 has deviations in many colors, but ProBook only has one deviation in red color. For the conditions in X13, we can fix this with a color calibrator. The difference will decrease after calibration. Some OEMs will calibrate the screen in the factory, so that users don't have to calibrate again. After the standard Shri color gamut, what about the two laptops with wide color gamut? We need to introduce the color gamut management. Windows default output in Shri color gamut. The system has no way to determine what color gamut your external screen is using. The computers use 3 sets of values from 0-255 to measure red, green, and blue color. This method cannot display a more accurate color difference over a wider range. We need to ensure that 2 pictures show a same color in screens with different color gamut. So we need a color management on the software level and allow the screen to display colors accurately. MateBook X Pro supports 3 options: native Shri and P3. So P3 and Shri are both available. With P3 mode on, MateBook X Pro will follow the P3 benchmark. For example, this is the display P3 result in native mode, and this is the result in P3 mode. But it has a poor performance in DCI P3. Although the color gamut range is the same in display P3 and DCI P3, they have a different gamma value. That's why they have a difference in the final result. Asus laptop supports 4 modes, which are native, Shri B, DCI P3, and display P3. Apparently it is color calibrated for both P3 modes. The result shows that it is accurate in all 3 modes. In addition to color accuracy, we need to notice some other things. Color temperature can describe whether the screen is cold or warm, under the same white backdrop. Different temperatures can make it look yellow or blue. The standard temperature of Shri B is 6,500,000, but it looks a little yellow. These laptops were all adjusted to 7,000, making it less yellow. Let the white whiter. For other parameters like gamma, RGB gray balance, maybe we'll talk about it in future videos. Okay, for LCD and OLED. You may want to know the difference. In fact, OLED has a higher contrast ratio. We can verify this with a plain black image. For LCD, the screen will glow even in a plain black image. So it looks like a gray color. But OLED is not. It is completely black. Burn-in is inevitable for OLED screens, sooner or later. High color gamut and response lead to high risk. But OLED technology has advanced a lot, with a longer service life too. Don't worry about it. Another feature is dimming mode. As a pixel self-illumination screen, OLED can only control the brightness by blinking, but LCD has a backlight layer, making it easier to control the brightness. We know that there are DC dimming and PWM dimming. For ZenBook, PWM is available under 55% brightness. DC will function above 55%. To avoid the visual fatigue caused by screen flicker, I recommend increasing the brightness of OLED as much as possible. But remember to leave the light open. Okay, after the specs, let's focus on the daily use. Brightness. X13 has the least bright, less than 300 nit. MateBook is the brightest, around 550 nit. Brightness is very important for laptops. In bright sunny conditions, you can hardly see what is displayed on the 300 nit screen. Screen surface material, glossy or matte. The 2 business laptops use matte screens because there's a high level of light gathering above the office. And glossy screen is weak about anti-reflective, but matte screen is not. However, glossy screen is clearer. An all-glass covered glossy screen makes MateBook more luxurious. Plus, they have different screen ratios. MateBook X Pro is 3:2. It has a narrower bottom bezel, enabling more content to be displayed. But this is not an advantage for videos, because most of the videos are 16:9 ratio. But for web browsing and office works, 3:2 ratio is more convenient. The EVO logo means that they have a strong performance in this thin body. It can handle the daily use. But this ratio may not a perfect one for gamers. 16:9 ratio is still a golden choice for gamers. Okay, after all the tests, let's conclude about these screens. First, ProBook. Great brightness and color accuracy. But it has an ordinary 1080p resolution. It is indeed very common in the market. But it's a bit old-fashioned. All the 1080p screen has obvious bezels. Although the chassis has revised a lot, becomes narrower. It still has a significant gap with other laptops. Then, X13. Better 16:10 ratio IPS screen. Great color gamut, but a slight gap in color accuracy. You may need a calibrator. With a peak brightness of only 300 nit, it is not friendly for outdoor or bright environment use. But if you are not a pro gamer, just use it to send emails or browse the web. These screens can totally handle it, and you don't need any adjustments. Then, MateBook X Pro. It has a better LCD panels among all the Ultrabooks. It has a wider color gamut than the first two. Color gamut switching function can display more colors. Color gamut management function allows for more accurate color display. If you have certain requirements about screens, or you need to do some image processing works, this laptop is a good choice for you. Last, ZenBook 14. As an OLED panel, it has a wide color gamut, quick response, high contrast ratio, but it also has a low life and flicker at low brightness. Although OLED is not a new thing for laptops, it still has a gap with LCD panels. Perhaps it is more suitable for the venturesome, like I said before. With an EVO logo, you don't have to worry its performance. But if you have preference for a better screen, you should consider the color gamut, color accuracy, brightness, and refresh rate, and figure out what is the best for you. Alright, that's all for today. I hope you'll have some takeaways. Please hit like and subscribe to our channel. If you want to interact with me, please follow us on WeChat official account to provide info and guidance. This is BIBA Laptops. I'm Juan. See you next time.